Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a Black Knife Assassin build guide in Elden Ring. So this is a pretty powerful one that's going to be scaling off of Faith. And I'll be going through the full armor, equipment, and the general way of playing this alongside the spells. So we're going to obviously want to have the Black Knife here as our main weapon. This scales mostly with dexterity but also with Faith. Now, as for our offhand, I would recommend having whatever type of seal that you got the stats for. The finger seal at the very start of the game works great until you can obviously get the tree seal, which would be the best option because it has the best scaling on Faith. And then in our offhand, the Scorpion Stinger is actually a pretty underrated one because we can apply Scarlet Rot with this, and some bosses that are weak to Scarlet Rot, you can just set up the Scarlet Rot on them and run away if you're having challenge with like someone like the Fire Giant, so it works great for those situations. Now, obviously, we want to have the full Black Knife set, but I switched it out for the Bullgoat Gauntlets because this gives us a higher poise alongside the Bullgoat's Talisman. This gives us enough poise to hold our own and deal a lot of posture damage, which is something that we can accomplish with the Black Knife. Now, as for our Talisman, obviously Bullgoat's Talisman is how we're able to get this poise number at 61. Shard of Alexander works great as well for increasing the skill damage from our Black Knife there with the Blade of Death. And I like the Curian Filigree Crest to reduce the FP consumption, and then the Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman for the increased damage negation there. So that's what we're going to roll with. As for the stats, I have level 150 here. 50 Vigor, 35 Mind. This gives us a good amount of FP to cast with. 28 Endurance, but you can swap out your Endurance or Mind depending on what you find that you need more of. And I went with 22 Strength and 16 Dexterity. This allows us to also use the Blasphemous Blade, which is the best weapon in the game. So if you want to swap and put this maybe on our unarmed, you can also go with that. So it does allow us to use a couple weapons here, and it doesn't even give us the heavy load. So with all of this considering, we can maintain a medium roll. And then next we have our Faith at 58. So this is a level 150 build, but if you can, I would recommend putting stats into Faith later on and a little bit into Mind later on as well. And you want to have obviously the stats for the weapon that you're going to be using. But the Black Knife has pretty low stats, so it works fairly well. Now, a general strategy is obviously Flame Grant Me Strength being a really great damage buff. And for damaging spells, Black Flame's great, Lightning Spear's great. Blessing of the Earth Tree is a good heal. Golden Vow is going to give us increased damage. And I also like Lord's Divine Fortification to give increased holy damage resist. So if you're facing off against like the Elden Beast or Malekith, they use holy damage. So really what we're going to be doing is going into our combat here, and you can literally just one-shot the Albinaurics here. So this is the iconic place to farm. It's a good spot to show off some of these builds because you can see it in combat. But if you have someone that's a little bit tougher, you can go in and give them the L1 attack there. The dual stancing attacks are pretty solid here because you can stack on the Scarlet Rot, and then when they have the Scarlet Rot, they're going to take damage over time, and that is pretty nasty. So the nice thing about the weaponert is it does deal damage from a distance, so you can run back if you're getting overwhelmed with enemies, and then you can just go at them with this attack here, and it can swap it between targets. It does use a decent bit of FP, but you can use your FP mana and keep a distance with this build because you're going to be able to be quick with your attacks, which gives you a fast way out of your attack animations. I don't have the Scarlet Dagger fully upgraded on this playthrough, so that's why the damage is not amazing. But you can still get hit with attacks while you're in that animation. I would recommend sticking back a little bit from it. And you can also take out other enemies on the way. So in situations where there's other ones there, you may actually hit them instead. But overall, this build is pretty powerful because you get a lot of damaging quickly. You have a lot of speed, so if you need a dodge roll like that away, you can. And then you can just hit them with your attack there. So yeah, the Black Knife is pretty solid. And overall, a very good build. So thank you so much for watching. If you found this video useful, please hit the subscribe button below, and I'll see you all in the next video.